Hello everyone, and welcome to the next dramatic reading of The Wizard of Ur, a postmodern fairy tale. I'm the author, Bradley Naranch, and I will be reading to you the first intermission. The title is Coffee Talk. At 5 a.m. the next morning, shortly before sunrise, the makeshift oak raft that bore TR and Dewey on their journey made landfall. The 7 redfin sharks, led by the Lightbringer, had made the successful handoff to the blue dolphins earlier that night. It had been far more amicable than TR had expected, given what they had learned of the potential conflict flashpoints between the two groups. As the Lightbringer had reassured them, the blue dolphins were a highly capable and powerful cohort. They chatted casually with TR and Dewey over the course of the 7 hours it took them to reach land. "Godspeed," said Dolphin Mike to TR and Dewey as they exited the raft. "May God bless you," said Dolphin Gabe. "And if you need the Wi-Fi password to the free internet network around here, it's Deus_XEX_Machina, said Dolphin Ralph. You may want to check your social media feeds before you get started on the next stage of your journey. It's been a few days, right?" TR and Dewey both shook their heads in agreement. "We'll never forget you and your kindness," said TR to the blue dolphins as they prepared to depart. "Next time, when you find yourself in the middle of the ocean with no clue where you are, download the Green Turtle ride-sharing app instead of drifting aimlessly in a raft, waiting for kind strangers to help out," suggested Dolphin Gabe. "I mean, it's not like we're all good Samaritans out here. Some creatures in these parts of the ocean are dangerous. There have been incidents in the past." TR and Dewey promised that they would. "Once you get off the beach, use your Google Maps app to locate the Black Crow's information booth," said Dolphin Mike. "Just open your Chrome browser and text Black Crow's nearest location and follow Siri's directions. They'll answer anything you want to know about this place." "I'll do that," said TR, "right away." "What's the internet speed like around here?" they asked while searching for an open network on her iPhone. "Fast, like lightning fast," reassured Dolphin Gabe. "The kingdom of Ur is quite affluent. There are all kinds of tech and social media companies in Rainbow City and in Assisi Valley," said Dolphin Ralph. "Oracle, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Cisco, HP, Amazon, Facebook, plus a bunch of other companies you've never heard of, but that are super important to the entire Pangea network." "Good to know," remarked Dewey. "Well, we gotta roll. Or swim, whatever," said Dolphin Ralph. "Take care. Message us on Instagram if you ever need advice." "Will do," promised TR. "What's your handle?" "Guardians_of_the_galaxy," said Dolphin Mike. "It's a Blue Dolphin joint account. And you can text us at 777-777-7777 if you'd like." "And the Red Sharks?" asked Dewey. "Because we kind of want to stay in touch with them as well." "Oh, those dudes, sure," said Dolphin Gabe. "I haven't been in touch with them for like ages, but their cell is 666-666-6666, if I recall. And they're on Twitch and TikTok. Check minions_of_hell or spawn_of_Satan or Beelzebub 666 or Fallen Angel 7. They tend to get banned from Facebook and Yelp for evil-sounding postings that violate the community standards, so sometimes they switch things up. Just Google redfin sharks, not real estate listings, and see what pops up," advised Dolphin Mike. "Thanks," said TR. And with that, the blue dolphins turned tail and swam away. TR and Dewey surveyed their new surroundings. They found themselves on a wide, sandy beach, fronted by tall sandstone cliffs. Further away on the eastern horizon were rolling hills covered in tall redwoods. They opened their Google Maps app and typed Black Crow's nearest location, just as the blue dolphins had told them to. The top result indicated that a Kingdom of Ur visitors welcome center was several miles away by foot in a small fishing community called Pescadero. "Maybe we should Uber it," mused Dewey. "Not likely," said TR. "I've been drifting on the ocean for days now and need to stretch my feet." "Could we not get a coffee first?" pleaded Dewey. "I've been missing my daily single origin pour-overs." "And I can really use a cortado and avocado toast," said TR. "It feels like I just resurrected from the dead or something." TR opened up their Yelp app and checked for coffee shops. "Let's do it," said Dewey. Here's a place called Bradley's Bistro and Bible Study. Weird name, but it has a 5-star rating on Yelp with 777 reviews. Those are pretty decent numbers. Dewey Muse, maybe they have fancy tinned sardines and anchovies as well. The food pics on Yelp look awesome, actually, said TR. They use Verve single origin coffee beans for their pour-overs and Icon for their espresso drinks. And they use Slayers. Pretty sick-looking espresso machines, if you ask me. Those are the best. Concur Dewey. Andiamo, dude. The cat needs his Java. Stat. TR and Dewey clambered up the sandstone cliff to a grassy terrace and soon reached a 2-lane paved highway. They walked along the shoulder, avoiding passing cars, trucks, motorcycles, and bicyclists until they came across a redwood shingle building. It was covered on all sides by beautiful gardens and outdoor patio seating. A large crowd had already gathered, even though it was only 6:15 in the morning, according to TR's Apple Watch. I hope they have some extra charging cables for customers to use, said TR to Dewey, because I think I lost mine in the flaming vortex. TR and Dewey waited patiently in line until they reached the automated square ordering kiosk. TR got a Pepe Arguello Finca Especial Geisha Varietal Single Origin Organic Heavy Cream Cortado from Chiapas, Mexico, that had been roasted by Icon 72 hours earlier. They also got an avocado toast with sunflower seeds, live pea shoots, and cayenne pepper flakes. Dewey decided on a Verve Single Origin Organic Ethiopian pour-over made in a woman-owned collective in the Sidamo region, and several tins of high-priced Spanish sardines packed in Greek extra virgin olive oil. As they waited for the coffee shop crew members to prepare their order, TR and Dewey found a pair of open seats in what was marked Conspiracy Corner in the back of the room. Amazon Music's coffee shop alternative playlist emanated from ceiling-mounted Bose speakers, while flat-screen plasma ultra-high-def televisions mounted on the wall displayed a rotating series of social media pictures, reels, and stories that the coffee shop guests themselves could share by tagging the shop. Pretty cool idea, said Dewey. Maybe we should share some of the flaming vortex pics I took and put on your Instagram page while you were lying unconscious on the raft a few days ago. It's pretty rad. I used the Infinite Face special effect and added an Imagine Dragons sound clip. Did you get any likes yet? Asked TR. No, said Dewey. It's like I'm an artist, you know? It's not about the likes for me these days. It's a sharing thing. I feel you, said TR, but I've heard that cat videos are super popular on YouTube. Maybe we can do one of you drinking your pour-over. Who would watch something silly like that? Asked Dewey. Oh, you'd be amazed what people will watch on social media these days. Sign of the apocalypse, if you ask me, said Dewey. Entertaining ourselves to death, dancing with the devil under the pale moonlight, ignoring the signs of the end of days all around us, climate change, COVID, war in Ukraine. It's a mess out there, you know. Dewey's political expose was interrupted by the arrival of their coffee, drinks, and food order. Hungrily, they ate and drank in silence for a few minutes, content to listen to the casual conversation of a nearby pair of ravens, who were speaking in animated fashion to each other in voluble tones. Here is what Dewey and TR overheard. Oliver. I'm telling you, Quentin, it's true. Bobby Kennedy had his brother JFK killed because he was jealous of what Jack had with Jackie. Quentin, that's impossible. You sound like one of those conspiracy theorists on the internet. Oliver. Well, that's what the FBI and CIA want you to think. It's all out there in the newly leaked documents, you know. I've been data mining them for months, using a highly sophisticated algorithm that detects hidden patterns and predictive analytics to connect the dots that others just can't see. It's one of those new divergent thinking systems that doesn't use logical search queries, but relies upon instinct, intuition, and divine revelation instead. Quentin, is that a real thing? Oliver. It's in beta testing at Alphabet, actually, a new startup they acquired called Neochrist. Bought it for $777,777,777, according to Wired. Well, if it's in Wired magazine, then I believe it. Bracket, sound of TR sipping coffee while listening intently to what the two Oscar-winning movie directors are saying to each other. Oliver, so it's literally the oldest story in the book. Fratricide, jealousy, lust, murder, Cain and Abel, love triangle stuff. Quentin, you mean like in Genesis? Oliver, yeah, well, Adam had a daughter, right? Aklima, who knows? First female born in the world, and both Cain and Abel had the hots for her, except Adam kind of wanted Abel, the beloved Adonis-like shepherd boy, to hook up with Aklima, who was smoking hot, by the way, and had another lady picked out for Cain, who was a simple farmer. So Adam had each of them offer a sacrifice to God to let the Almighty choose, you see? Quentin, brackets, sipping a matcha latte. Go on. Oliver, Cain gives God some high-carbohydrate sacrifice of seeds and vegetables and crap, while Abel gives God the best grass-fed lamb, high in healthy proteins and rich fat in omega-3s, and God is on keto, right? So obviously he picks Abel to marry Aklima. Cain couldn't handle the truth. He was horny, and in a fit of rage, hit his brother over the head and probably bashed the poor dude's brains out. All over a woman. Typical. So Aklima was the first woman born and the cause of the world's first murder, according to Wikipedia, at any rate. Well, if it's on Wikipedia, then I believe it. Oliver. So, Lee Harvey Oswald was a trained Marine sniper. His records were faked by his co-Intelpro handlers to indicate that he had lower scores than were the case. They recruited Lee to a Treadstone-like secret assassination program jointly operated by the CIA and FBI. They sent him to the Soviet Union, to Cuba, to Mexico, before Bobby, who was AG in Justice at the time, had him kill Kennedy. His brother, I mean. Quentin. So Lee wasn't really a communist? Oliver. No, he was a black op, basically, like Jason Bourne. Do you not watch movies these days, Quentin? Well, I watch my own. Oliver. That doesn't count. Quentin. And porn. Oliver. Dude, that's so not right. Don't judge me. Only God can do that. Oliver. Okay, back to the whole Dallas shooter thing. RFK was using COINTELPRO ops to knock off enemies, foreign and domestic, and Lee was sent to knock off Major General Edwin Walker in Dallas, just right before the JFK visit. Now, Walker was a racist, segregationist bastard with fascist leanings, but Lee messed up the hit. Or at least that's what the Warren Commission concluded. But that was likely just a front to place Lee in the crosshairs of the FBI agents on the ground who weren't privy to the COINTELPRO top secret activities. Quentin. So Lee botched the Walker job to draw attention to himself? Oliver. That was all part of RFK's plan. That way, he could ice Lee using a mob connection so that Lee would never spill the beans. Hold on. RFK also had Lee Harvey Oswald killed by Jack Ruby to cover his tracks? Oliver. He was far smarter than his brother Jack, and he resented all the glamour and fame that Jack got. Plus, he totally had a crush on Jackie. Once Jack was cold in the ground, they had a pretty torrid love affair. And JFK cheated with Jackie with Marilyn Monroe and DC hookers like all the time. Quentin. So Jackie and Bobby were star-crossed lovers, like Romeo and Juliet? Oliver, why do you think Lee didn't double assassinate POTUS and FLOTUS the way that Gavrilo Princip did in 1914 in Sarajevo? To save Jackie from JFK's control and keep her for himself? Oliver, bingo! Lee was a super talented marksman. Think Bradley Cooper in American Sniper. He did a classic headshot on JFK and spared Jackie from harm. Sure, she got blood and brains all over her, which was traumatic, but she was prepared for it ahead of time by Bobby. Wow, that's hardcore. Bobby was like that. Then who knocked off RFK? Well, that was a classic mob hit, after Bobby stopped paying them his hush money to cover up the Jack Ruby thing. They were extorting Bobby for every penny he had, and when Bobby decided to run for POTUS and stop paying him, it wasn't that hard to recruit an outside shooter, Sirhan, to pull the trigger. Did COINTELPRO have Martin Luther King Jr. gunned down using a Treadstone-like shooter as well? Well, what do you think? It kind of makes a whole lot of sense. The karma police got him in the end, right? Quentin and LBJ knew about it the whole time. Obviously. That's why the shooting of Jack happened in Texas. It was Lyndon's way of giving him the middle finger before becoming president. Quentin. I always liked that guy. Maybe someone should make a movie about this or something. Oliver. I think I already did. End of intermission.